And in first place, from Limpopo Province, we have Bokamoso Senior Secondary. Bokamoso. Tabiseng Lefopana. A round of applause for Tabiseng. A round of applause once more.
So in mathematics and physical sciences, I got 100%. And then in life sciences, life orientation and geography, it was 99%.
Question paper for mathematics. How do you study mathematics specifically? How do you make sure that when you take a question paper, you take it all? What did you decide to study?
I decided.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Gift Varsity TV. This is Gift Bozekana, your host. As you know, that each and every year we make sure that in this channel we bring the best in the country. So I did whatever it takes, and I made sure that I bring even the things are celebrating here. You can tell, we have Ntabiseng here, Lifopan, right? Like, can just introduce yourself, guys. Okay, make sure that you like this video. Give us 20,000 likes. Make sure thumbs up, thumbs up. Let's talk to our national top achiever here, Matric 2023. Can you please introduce yourself?
So my name is Lepopanang Tabiseng, and I'm from a township school in Seshego named Bukamuso Senior Secondary School.
Oh, Bukamuso. Wow. You made it to Gift Varsity TV in the section of people who are doing well, you know. Did you watch this channel when you were in Matric?
Yeah, throughout the year, I'd often visit the channel for motivation because seeing that it was possible from other learners, it also gave me the belief that I could also do it. And I also wanted to come here, to be honest.
Gift Varsity TV, guys, hey, is doing wonders. It's doing wonders. We saw you on national TV, right? Were you a top achiever for what?
I was in first position for quintile 3 schools across South Africa.
Okay, let's take it back. Which high school did you attend?
Bukamuso Senior Secondary School.
Oh, Bukamuso Senior Secondary School. You did which subject there?
I did physical sciences, life sciences, and geography, pure maths, and the languages.
How was it? Were you a top student throughout grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, or this thing started in grade 12?
Honestly, it started all the way back in primary school. For as long as I could remember, I was always striving for first position, and I achieved it throughout my entire school career.
Until you become the first in quintile 3 schools across the country, right? So, which I see you got good marks in mathematics and physical sciences, right? So, what did you get in mathematics?
So in mathematics and physical sciences, I got 100%. And then in life sciences, life orientation and geography, it was 99%.
Huh? How did you do this? How did you make sure, what do you do to make sure that you get this incredible marks?
So I think that hard work it started from grade 10, honestly, just pouring everything I have into my books. So from grade 10, I started building a study schedule that I followed. I started like finding ways in which I learn. So that's very important, finding ways in which I learn. And that just built up throughout the years as years went by. And finally, when we get to grade 12, you finally have it all figured out. You know how you study, you know what times work best for you. And
Okay, so
it's
Uh, it means like give us tips, right? 3 or 4 tips, like how did you do your study routine? What do you do, to make sure that you just clean everything? Even that 99%, you probably there was a geography teacher that didn't even wake up very well, so they didn't give you that mark. So yeah.
So the first most important thing was working with my classmates and other learners around Limpopo. So throughout the year, while attending award shows, I would build up a connection of learners wherein would create WhatsApp groups for sharing information. So then by working with my classmates, like when the teacher was not there, someone would stand up and teach the class. We would come up with different questions from different past papers that we found challenging and then would discuss them as a class. That's why most of us got 7 distinctions because we were working together. And then another thing, don't gatekeep information. Share as much information as you can because other people also share information with you. And then another thing is a consistent study schedule. So from January up until I finished writing, I always had a timetable each and every single day. So on Sunday afternoon, I would sit down and draft my upcoming timetable for the week. So that during the week, would go to school from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So then, meaning I had very little time to study alone. So that meant that I had to make time, even though I was tired from coming back to school after extra classes. It meant I had to make time for me to study alone at home. So then, my study timetable consists of 3 subjects per day on weekdays. So it would be mathematics, physical sciences, or chemistry, a language. I'd throw in a language because languages are very important, very, very important. And then during the weekends, that's when I would like dig deep because I was taking advantage of each and every minute that I had. So on weekends, I'd make sure I'd study at least 6 to 7 hours on the weekends. And then when it came to exam time, for example, during November, October and November, I was studying almost 10 hours each and every single day because, yeah. Another thing I'd like to say is that go through as many past papers as you can. Once you finish the syllabus, go into each and every single past paper that is available because I think by October I had finished all the available mathematics past papers for NSC, and then after that I went into IEB. So going into IEB definitely helped a lot in mathematics and physical sciences because they ask questions in a different way, and that just helps sharpen your thinking during examinations. So yeah, I went into IEB, practice IEB question, and that really helped a lot during final examinations. And another thing was that, yeah, surround yourself with people who are dedicated as you, people who will encourage you, people who support you throughout the entire year. Because honestly, matric is so difficult. Matric is a lot, and you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. Um, Another thing for content subjects, what I used to do is that I realized that in many content subjects they recycle questions, meaning if a question came in 2016, 2017, it could come again next time. So what I would do is that I would keep an exercise book or a notebook wherein I'd write down these difficult questions, these high order questions. I would write them down, write the question and write the answer. And I would oftenly go back and read through it. And also for content subjects like life sciences, I used cue cards. Cue cards. So on cue cards, I'd write the question at the back and then the answer at the front. So this means anytime, whether I was standing, whether I was doing something, I could just look back at my notes. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm still
Okay.
going.
Yeah.
If you need extra help, please seek extra classes because as a person, you can never know everything on your own. So that's why, if you can afford it and if you have the resources, seek extra classes. And there's so much material available on YouTube. Just go to YouTube. If you're struggling with a particular concept, go to YouTube, search it up. You'll find a teacher who teaches it better.
Everything, the study routine, but how do you attack a question paper for mathematics? How do you study mathematics specifically? How do you make sure that when you attack a question paper, you take it all? When you attack a physical science question paper, you take it all.
So with mathematics, I think the most important part was like learning. You learn the concept, right? But then what's most important is how you apply the concepts that you learn. So by learning how to apply my knowledge in questions, that's how you'll ultimately learn how to tackle each and every question that they can throw at you. Because examiners they might trick you and stuff. But when you know how to apply the concepts you've learned, you're just not cramming. With mathematics, you can never cram a particular question. You just need to learn how to answer the questions. And with okay, another important thing was that during final examination and trial examination, while I was writing, I started with questions that I was most confident in, because I realized that was very, very helpful. Because by building up the confidence throughout the entire exam paper, when I get to the difficult questions, I realize that I still have enough time. I still have time, so I can relax while doing the difficult question. Because if you get stuck on a difficult question, you immediately have a mental block and you feel like you can't continue with the rest of the paper. So yeah, practice math every day.
Okay. So with physical science,
It's pretty much the same with physical sciences. So what I used to do was that I would gather online resources. I would go online in mobile applications that I find, and I would just download. There are these things called study packs that you find online. So the study pack organizes each and every concept. Like, you'd get maybe Newton's laws, and all the questions are based on Newton's laws. And then by tackling physics concept by concept, because you can't jump from Newton and then go to Doppler and then so forth and so forth. So I found that, like, treating concepts individually, like mastering concepts individually. So by the end of the year, by the middle of the year, I could identify which concepts were most challenging for me. So I would go into these study packs that you download online, and then I would tackle questions based on maybe Doppler's effect only. And then I would do about 10 questions based off of that. And then just mastering each and every concept in physical sciences and practicing it every day.
the 99 is for what? Geography.
Yes.
You s- you did explain for content subject, like what do you do, guys? You had most, or you want to add more on geo, the map website. You know how to like. You want to add something on geography?
So I feel like throughout the year, I really neglected map work because I thought it wasn't a really big deal. But then by trial, I realized that no, map work is worth a lot of marks. So I need to take it seriously. So I also started compiling a notebook dedicated specifically to map work. So in there, I would write down definitions, concepts, explaining concepts, and just common questions that you'd usually find in past papers. And also, we need to remember that questions are often recycled. So by going through past papers, you learn how to answer the questions. So then when a similar question comes, you're able to tackle it.
Hey, she knows her story, Baba. What did you decide to study?
I decided to study computer science.
Why? There are many courses like medicine. You know why? Not. I know many students who do, when they do well. Did you do life sciences?
Yes, I did.
Or they want a medicine. They want to. So why?
So during December, that's when I started doing, like, December of 2023, after my final examinations and after my applications. That's when I started doing research about my career choices. So upon doing further research about medicine, I realized that it may not be the correct path for me. So I started looking at other career paths. So then I stumbled across computer science, which I had thankfully already applied for. So computer science, it's not just about computers, but there's also a lot of mathematics involved. So I just realized I really love maths and I'd love to continue with mathematics. But then computers are also fun, coding is also fun, and it's just so vast and diverse that I could literally go into any field, because that's how wide the field of computer science is. So, and also the working times are often so flexible, very flexible. It's a good working environment. You live your life learning continuously. You always learn. You always need to keep learning. Need to keep up to track with. Yeah. So, computer science is definitely for me. Yeah.
So you decided to come to Vets University. Why Vets University?
So I really didn't want to be away from home, because I realized that university is usually difficult. So I need the support from family.
That's great. So, uh, there's something that kept you moving, right? You know, there are matric students watching us, matric 2024. There are also people who didn't get to varsity. They are in school to upgrade their marks. Others, they wanted to maybe to study a certain course, but they were not admitted. You know, even there's. But what can you say? What kept you moving? You can look at them and talk to them.
So in front of my studying timetable, I had a vision board. So my vision board consisted of daily affirmations, like positive affirmations that I would, each time maybe you're struggling with a problem, you look up and there's an inspirational quote in front of you and it just keeps you moving. And then another thing, you need to have that internal drive, that desire to reach greater heights. And you should know that motivation is temporary. Like, don't rely on motivation to get your things done. Rely on discipline instead. Be so disciplined that you have to, like, you know what you have to do and you do it at the time you're supposed to do it. And then another quote that I lived by throughout the year was that you should work like a slave in order to live like a queen. So that was just very, 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 like, a really nice quote, because I was just, I knew that by making so many sacrifices, something good would come out in the end. Like, I was just so focused on the future and like the bigger picture, seeing where I wanted to, envisioning where I wanted to see myself in the upcoming years, and just working so hard in order to achieve what I want to achieve. And then matric is going to be very difficult, guys. There are going to be days where you don't want to study, days when you feel discouraged after maybe failing an exam or not getting the marks that you had anticipated for yourself. So I'd like to say, like, take the entire year from term 1 up until term 3 as like tests, try, like, embrace failure. When you fail or when you don't get your expected marks, don't see it as something discouraging. Like, see it in a positive light, as like you say to yourself, now I know I won't make the same mistake in final examinations. So with that mentality, it really helped me a lot, because each time I would maybe get something wrong, do something wrong, I would remind myself that this is not the end of the road. It's not over until I sit for final examinations. So just have the bigger picture in mind, that what's most important, most important is your final examinations, when you sit for your final examination.
How did you feel when you received that email or that call that you're going to national?
Yes, that was, hey, because I spent the entire December stressed about my results. I was stressing, maybe what if I did something wrong? What if I didn't write something correctly? And then when I received that call on a random Sunday in January, I was so relieved. Yo,
Mm.
I was just so emotional at that time,
You're
because,
expecting this?
well, half, because you can never be so sure,
Yeah.
because there are almost a million other learners in South Africa. So you're like, maybe if I don't get there, it's fine, but I would love to go to national. So when I received that call, it was just like I was washed over with relief, because I could no longer stress about my exam results, because I knew that I had passed well. I knew that going to varsity was going to be a smooth transition, because once you make it to national, all doors open. You have sponsors, you have support and stuff like that. So yeah, I just found myself crying after the call, because I just couldn't believe that.
I have goosebumps.
I couldn't believe, yeah.
Wow. That's a great thing indeed. And congratulations. I've been congratulating and still congratulations. Guys, I feel like there's no reason why you won't like this video. Everything that is said here is very inspirational, and student or a learner in grade 12, anything is possible to achieve. She is here at Wits University studying her dream course, right? Computer science. Oh, it's the dream that came right now in December. She did research and she decided that, let me pursue a career in tech, in which she made a great decision with that. Mina Gift Bozekana from Gift Varsity TV. We wish you all the best. May the Lord make all your wishes come true and you become the best professional ever. Yeah, it's still a journey ahead. It's only you just do these 3 years time, yeah, and you'll be done with it. Thank you so much for your time on Gift Varsity TV. Guys, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe, and you tell others to watch this channel. All the teachers who are watching this, make sure that you learn your schools in South Africa to watch this clip here on Gift Varsity TV. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it so much. All the best. Thank you again. Wow.